come to that time of the day where Joe's brain goes, that's it, enough, you need a break. Well done, girl, for getting as much done as what you've done today. You will hear the fatigue in my voice today. If you can get close enough, you'll see my eyes are starting to look very tired. And that's because there's been quite a lot of this overthinkingness going on today. I'm getting used to the fact that finishing work is happening earlier than I'm used to. I'm feeling okay about it. But it still takes me a bit by surprise when my head goes, no, you can't think anymore. It's a very, very unusual and different way of being able to process information or make sense of your world. So to everyone else out there living with brain fog or feeling like their cognition is slow, welcome. I applaud us for turning up and keeping going every day. So I've been doing quite a lot of this overthinking thing today. I've written a blog post for Purple Co, which I'm really proud of. But, I read it, reread it, overread it, and then went, oh, it needs to be this way, and then it needs to be that way. And then I did this thing where it was like, what if nobody wants to read it? What if this isn't helpful? What if I annoy people? What if people are triggered by this? And it led me back to a conversation I was having on Facebook very, very early this morning in another community. So thank you, Krista, because this was a question that you raised in this community this morning about how we can feel like when we're starting to communicate with people or ongoing in our communications with people that are we annoying them? And what does annoying them mean about me? And I'm scared to death of setting out another social media post in case I annoy someone, or another email to my list in case I annoy someone and they unsubscribe and they don't like me anymore and they tell everybody, and then my business will go and I'll have no money and my life will be ruined. Now, we don't automatically make those thoughts, but for us as health professionals, caring about people matters. So if you're like me and like Krista, and you worry or you're concerned about how you behave and what you say and how you turn up in the world, if that's something that's important to you because you are aware of how you affect others, then what you're actually saying is, I care. And it makes sense to me that we as health professionals get a little bit stirred up about this. Yes, there's reputation management, and yes, there's imposter syndrome, but genuinely, we care. And I was talking to another fabulous client of mine today and was trying to help her understand the difference between therapy language and marketing language. And in marketing language, we tend to need to be a lot more emotive and a lot more in people's faces because it's not therapy. In therapy, we're trying to help people come to a conclusion, or we're softening a blow, or we're helping people put pieces of the puzzle together. We don't automatically put people into full-on push-ups when they're ready for wall push-ups, if you've seen me doing that with my challenge. Emotionally, physically, cognitively, you don't give somebody a marathon as a homework task if they're just learning to walk again. So we are very, very clear in how we engage with people in a therapeutic setting, but sometimes in a marketing setting, or how we communicate with a social media post or a video or any other piece of content, we're worrying about, am I going to be annoying? Well, chances are, if you find me annoying, you're not watching, you're not listening, and you're not reading, and you're not subscribed. If I am annoying and you're still hanging around, I have to ask why. Anywho, so if you didn't care, then you would be the person who floods our inboxes all the time. You would be the person who doesn't care about how many emails I receive from you in a day. You wouldn't care about my email behavior. You wouldn't care about the fact that I am trying to manage all of my clients, all of my business stuff, all of my health stuff, all of my family stuff. Your email would be the most important thing on your mind all day, and that's what you would expect. I doubt that many health professionals think like that. In fact, we get more concerned that this one email that maybe 20% of my list might read is going to upset that one person, because we care. So yay us for caring, but let's turn our caringness into a superpower. So I've been doing this for nearly 10 years now, and it has been a journey. We have a lot more resources these days to learn how to do this online internet marketing thing than we had when I was around. I remember the very first business coach I worked with was talking about stuff, and I'm like, I had no clue what she was going on about. Now it's second nature. Now I get it. Now I understand it. But you know what? 10 years of integrating that into my professional practice, into my life, into my work, constant reinforcing, it's probably 10,000 hours worth of practice there. But I still get anxious. When I put out the comparisonitis book, I was still anxious. I went, oh, wow, what if people don't want to read this? And then I got a little bit of feedback from somebody who suggested that it was maybe too confronting and that my people wouldn't like it. And I'm like, but they need to know this stuff and they talk about this stuff all the time. Then my mentor turned around when I was engaging in some comparison activity that was unhelpful and said, excuse me, you've just written a book about this. Could you please take some of your own advice? So I still get nervous about hitting publish or hitting send. That still makes me a little uncomfortable, but my desire to serve, my desire to help, my desire to be in service far outweighs the discomfort I feel in, will I annoy you? And I think it's got to get to that point. I think there's always going to be some level of discomfort because we want to be the best we can be. And you know what? We're still going to feel like our peers are going to judge us, even though our peers really don't read our stuff. It's still there. And we are committed to excellence. We are committed to best practice. And I talk about this all the time with health professionals. Generally speaking, if we get something wrong, it has amazingly negative consequences for our clients. It's really hard just to switch that off when you're going to go and write a blog post, which is probably not going to cause somebody to have, I don't know, some major health event. Whew. Anywho, so it hurts when people criticize, and you can let that stuff sit in your gut. I now have people in my world that I say, could you please go and take that comment down? Occasionally, it still turns up. I don't like it. Or people who like to give you unsolicited feedback. I don't request it. I don't receive it. I don't like it. It's unhelpful. It's actually, I'd like feedback, but it's got to have a context and a purpose. Anyway, I'm getting way off track here today. So yes, it hurts when people criticize or when I perceive a behavior. So I opt out, or I didn't like that, or I haven't had as many downloads, or people aren't sharing it as much as I thought that they would. So all of that is behavior that says I'm not good enough. My stuff isn't worth it. But I know that comparisonitis book is good. I know that the people who contributed to it did a lot of good work. I want you to read their stories. I want you to read what they did. I want you to understand how we got over this comparison thing, how we got through it and busted it open so that it stops being a limitation and an inhibitor. So you've got to get to the point where you quite simply believe that the thing that you're offering, the service that you provide, the tool that you have, the resource that you provide, you've got to believe with all of your heart that that thing is so important and that people need to know about it, that if you don't communicate about it, you're being disservice. You're being in disservice. And once you can get to that point where it's like, I know you need this, and I'm sorry that you're annoyed that you've got this 20 times from me, but you know what? There's an unsubscribe button, or you can scroll, or you can hide, or you can opt out. We've got lots of different ways of getting rid of things that we don't want to have in our world. Let's not make assumptions or decisions on behalf of clients or prospective clients and say, I'm not going to share this with you in case it annoys you. That's actually unfair, and it's an incredible disservice to the people that we have the gift to help and the gift to be able to breathe some life back into their world. Oh, okay, the end of my day. Hurrah. I'm going to stop overthinking things now and just go and publish this to all of the places. Hello, Debbie Simmons. Lovely to see you again. I was actually thinking, oh, I wonder if Debbie will be on again this evening. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I'm a little curious to see how my energy levels fare tomorrow. I've got a fairly full-on day. So I might see you, I might not. So until next time, go be your awesome self.